Good afternoon. My name is Vonley Joseph. I'm here to introduce to you the 5 C's of selling, which can be used in various situations in the sales process. It's mainly based on inner stillness, to be calm, which is your inner stillness, be comfortable and at peace. The additional C is to control the flow of information. Then we have collect the information, asking effective questions. Then we have confirm, which has been said to be a core element of the 5 C's, which is the confirmation. It's really important to confirm what has been said by your potential prospect. And the consolidation, going back over what's been said, building empathy, painting images, and building that level of rapport for that continuous relationship. So, why were the 5 C's created? The 5 C's were primarily created because the old school selling cycle, whether it be the 10-point, 14-point, 7-point selling cycle, there's various different types of selling cycle. And for salespeople going through the sales process, the sales cycle and going through the sales process, were finding it difficult to follow ready-made theories and practice. Now, we all sell in our day-to-day lives, whether we realize it or not. This is part of our innate nature where we communicate. And if we're communicating and we're in situations where we want to be liked, or we want to convince, from a young age as a child, we want to convince mum to buy us something, whatever methods we use, we're using a lot of opening questions, a lot of persuasion. In terms of that negotiation, children have no limitations when it comes to negotiation, as those of you who have children will know, because their minds are not mentally conditioned yet. So we have to understand that when we're in a sales process, the key is to remain calm. What most salespeople will do is what we call push selling rather than the pull strategy of sales. They'll be talking about their product and really ramming as much information down the customer's into the I was going to say down the throat, but my apology, into the customer's mind as possible. And that's their thing. They think by being brilliant and having a fantastic spiel or pitch is the way to win a customer over. And that's not necessarily the case, because what happens is, at times, if you're on the other side, you sound very erratic. Yes, you may sound passionate, but at times that passion could be taken for aggression or frustration, depending on the person who's in front of you. And as you well know, selling is a massive part of selling is all about perception. Whereas when one remains calm with a level of inner stillness, generally what it does, it allows the other person, i.e. your prospect or your client on the other side, to engage with you in a calm way as well. So we're calming the situation down. It's essential that we remain calm. To remain calm is the key. That inner stillness, be grounded, self-assured, and that way you're reassuring your customer that you're assured about what it is that you're putting in front of them. You don't need to be able to go there and give them the whole 9 yards at that point. The key is to keep them get them into a calm position and keep them calm. And once you've got them calm, you're now in control of the situation because everything's calm. So the customer's in a position where their mind is calm, where they're able to receive information that you're giving them, or give you information from a calm state of mind. Therefore, you're controlling that situation by remaining calm and keeping your voice in a calm way. You're not just shooting information. You're picking off. You're able to, what we call, be a sniper rather than be a machine gun of information. But now you're in a position to collect information. And this is the information gathering where you want to be asking opening questions and closing questions, but going through the process of collecting the information around the prospect or the client's needs. What are their needs? What issues are they having? What headaches are they having? What stresses are they having? Absolutely essential at this point. You should have done some background research in the modern day environment, we do research before we go and see a client. Online, we get some background of the company. We try and get as much information as possible prior to going into that position. So you should have some indications of what type of questions you want to ask. You don't want to overdo your questions. But just to underpin the information that you would have done secondary, you want to get some primary information. So make sure your questions are focused, carefully structured at this point, so you're collecting the right type of information. And then confirm. Confirm what's been said. Go over what's been said. Reiterate it. It's so important. Repetition seldom fails. So go over what's been said so the client can hear what they've said to you. And while you're going over and confirming what's being said, be sure to get a level of assurance from the client that they're happy with the decision that they've made. So when you say you like it in green, specifically the olive green, are you totally happy with that? Or at this point, would you like to have another opinion in another type of green? Because now's the time to do it, because once the order's gone through, it's going to be an olive green. So at this point, are you totally happy with olive green because that's the one you've said you liked, or would you like to potentially have another type of green? So you're given an option now. For some people may see at that point it's a get out clause for the prospect or the client, but if they're going to jump out ship, they're going to jump out of your ship after you've walked out the door anyway. So be sure to be checking and confirming what's been said to the prospect or the client is what they really truly need and what they want. And then consolidate. Consolidation is a matter of going over what's been done, reassuring them that the after sales process is in check for them. What happens when should anything go wrong? I always tell my customers that should something go wrong, because things will go wrong, feel happy to contact me, and I'll be happy to sort it out, because they're really buying you. You're the face of the company. But I also tell them things will go wrong, and what makes good companies good is when things go wrong, that they put them right. And that's really what builds loyalty and relationships, because things will go wrong. And your job is to put it right, especially when you're there representing the company, but also understand you're also representing the client, because that client is in your account once you've signed them up. So keep that in mind. It's an asymmetric process. It's not just about getting the commission and off you go. So the consolidation process also covers, now you've got them and you've got them relaxed. Remember, they're calm all the way through the process. Does that place them play golf? Is there any familiarity, things familiar that you can gain? Familiarization with things. Do you play golf? They play golf. Do they like TV shows, movies, football? Whatever it is, but go into that mode, because you're looking to build a relationship. So when you return, you have a basis of communication before priorly just going into the upsell of the order and getting them to buy something else. You're able to have a conversation with them and get them back into that calm state of mind. Now, you should have picked all this up along the way, absolutely. But while you picked it up along the way, what you're doing at the back end in the consolidation phase is showing the person, prospect, or the customer that you have listened, and you've listened intently. And that's what builds good relationships. You ask any person in a relationship, what is it they like best about the relationship, and they'll tell you it's to be heard, not to be spoken to. And a lot of us, we like to do a lot of talking about ourselves, but we very rarely listen to other people talking about themselves. I'm coming from a position where it's really important to listen from other people talking about themselves. Myself, especially in a sales position, is not overly important. My objective is always to serve my prospect or my client and get them the best possible deal, give them the best possible service, and therefore we're building a relationship, thinking for the long term. So I'm always looking at those visionary objectives when I'm engaging with that prospect or client for the long term. How can I build up? What type of characteristics have they got? So at the consolidation stage, I'm always looking to underpin that. So the 5 C's will slice right through any sales cycle. You can do it pretty quick because it's about believing in yourself, being calm. And when you're calm, you are in control of a situation. You'll know, because you'll see by the body language and the actual phonetics coming through. And collect information that's relevant, generally in the modern day, based on research you would have done before going into the company. But if not so, make sure you've got pertinent questions. Don't just ask questions for the sake of asking questions, because you don't want to overdo your questioning. You're not interrogating the prospect or the customer. Confirm what's been said, and then consolidate. And those are the 5 C's. And I think you'll find they'll serve you well. Practice them, use them regularly, and you'll see you'll be gaining a lot of business. All the best.